Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. It is Lupe here. We're finally doing this college journey experience that took me about 9 years. We're gonna do these in parts. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. If you guys have your own experience to share, don't forget to leave them down in the comments. And whether it is community college as mine is, or a trade school, university, I would love to hear about your experiences and what you think about the whole system, I guess. I do want to make sure you guys know, most likely these are going to be very long chatty videos, but I do want to share my experiences, and I do want to get advice from you guys, and in anything I can improve on or anything I didn't think of for you guys to leave down in the comments. Okay, so in 2014 I entered my senior year. It was a time where I wasn't really focusing on anything but my schoolwork. I've always loved my schoolwork. I loved reading, learning, and writing. I was very passionate. I was a student that was known to always have A's and an occasional B, with very few fails in D's, mostly in math. That's literally where I failed, but everything else I was really into and loved. And that's who I was known as. In my senior year, there was 3 women. One of them wasn't a teacher. She was some sort of specialist. I don't know what her job description would be titled, so we're just gonna call her Miss M, Miss MH. And there was a teacher assistant, and then the teacher of the visually impaired. All these 3 women were very helpful to me. Well, one of them left in my senior year, but she did start the process in my junior year. So the senior year was just Miss MH and the teacher assistant. And this is kind of that which set the expectation for the next couple of years, which at that time I was completely okay with. Now I see it kind of damaged the way that I handle things, the way that I approach things, because I didn't know how, because I didn't do it. From the very beginning, they would do a lot of things for me. I would just do the signing and taking paperwork home. I didn't really get support from my family in that aspect. They weren't involved in the filling out for colleges or anything like that. They just showed up for graduation, and even with attitude, some of them showed up to my graduation. It was just this really big blob of me not caring, because it was something that was, at that time to me, it was in the near but far future, and as long as paperwork were being submitted on time, I didn't care. Even the financial aid, which was filled out in my second part of my senior year with the college counselor at the high school, even that ended up being a problem later on. I sat with him. He never told me what was, filled out. I had the paperwork, I had the taxes, I had everything. And before we left that appointment, that meeting, the teacher assistant asked, "Oh, is there any more paperwork she needs to submit or take to the college campus?" And he was like, "No, everything's good." So that was that. The first meeting with the Student with Disabilities office, that around that spring of 2015, I also had Miss MH there with me. She was my advocate. The only thing I can say about that meeting was that I wished I would have been able to be the one talking and asking the questions, so that I could learn what to ask for and what to listen for, and how to ask questions that will clarify things, or get more information. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. But Miss MH was the one doing the talking, setting things up for me. And of course, like I said, at that time I was completely okay with it, because of course I was a lazy teenager who would like to get away with as minimal work as I possibly could. but in the long run, that was more damaging than not. Let's see. Yeah, so the first semester. My first semester, I was still very passionate about education. I was still very excited for it. Even when I had functioning vision, I was very much a visual learner, but even after I didn't have any functioning vision. I still had some vision, but not enough to be able to read or see pictures. I was still, I would say, very much a visual learner, but in the sense of my fingers. Like, I would read Braille with my fingers. I would read my textbook. I would have my worksheets, any handouts. It would all be in Braille due to the resource center there on my high school campus. But when I went to community college, all of that went away. That first semester, I had nothing in Braille. It was all audio, and that's when the struggles truly began. The only textbook I had in Braille was Spanish, but they make exceptions for foreign languages and some sciences, I believe. I failed health that semester, and was my first fail that wasn't a math class. And it was due to the fact that that professor was a very fast speaker, and also she wouldn't read out the things she would write out on the board in order for me to write it down on my notes. And that's how I take notes, by listening to them read out loud. And this woman would not, she wouldn't even read one word. And some professors are in the middle. They will read a couple of the words, not say a couple, and that's it. Others will not read at all, but they'll read, or they'll read after they write. Or my favorite, they'll read as they're writing and then say the sentence again, or the phrase or whatever they wrote down again. And that's the one that I love the best, because it allowed me to be able to write the notes down. But that's why I failed. I didn't get the proper support that I needed. And also, she was very condescending sometimes toward me. And she didn't care if she would tell me how useless my work was in front of a class. That was the first time I've ever gotten a professor like that, or a teacher like that. And it really brought me down. It really did. So coming toward the end of that semester, I was contacted by the financial aid office that there was some paperwork missing, and that I wouldn't be able to take classes if I didn't get this stuff fixed. What they didn't clarify was that I could take classes in the spring, but I wouldn't be able to take classes of the fall of 2016. And this actually sent me into a spiral. My first semester of community college didn't go as planned. I didn't feel as steady and supported as I did in high school, and I honestly did not expect that. So it really sent me into a spiral. In the spring of 2016, I didn't take classes, I didn't go out, I didn't talk to Kim. That was when she was like talking to my voicemail. And it was just a bad semester due to the financial aid, which was very easily fixed. So before we end this video, this part of this series, I want to talk about DOR, the Department of Rehabilitation. I said that so wrong. Rehabilitation, there we go. It is a government program that assists financially and with technology and any support that a visually impaired or blind individual needs for a job or education. The things that you need to do in order to keep your case open is submit a couple of documents, which is your schedule, your grades, a book list, the receipts for that book list, receipts for your supplies, which you need to send a list of the book names and the prices, the supplies and the prices for you to be so that they can know how much to send you. You can purchase it and you can send in the receipts and they'll send you the check. You just need to notify them that you're going to be doing that. They also will provide finances for transportation will more likely be Access or the city bus. Oh my god, that thing's so loud. They will also provide an orientation and mobility specialist, which was a really big thing for me. They provide a lot of things. It is a great program. The big thing is that they provide technology, which is expensive for the blind and visually impaired. It's in the thousands of dollars. I received my Apex Braille Note device, which is no longer in the system. I don't know. There's new technology. I got a laptop, I got a printer, and I got a pro camera, which helps you scan handouts and textbooks, which never helped me because it never worked for me. There's a lot to say about this program. It is good, but in my experience, I got a really bad counselor, because I have heard other people and their counselors, and they're amazing. They work well with them. It's just my counselor is a woman that believes she is better. I don't know, but we will talk more about that in the next part of this series, because it is very well entwined in my struggles of community college. And I think we will leave it here. We're gonna start in the fall of 2016 and the rest of this crazy journey. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one.